Oh, it's just too loud. The opening's a bit loud though, so kind of accepting that a little bit. Excuse me, runner. Why is there no load remover? I actually feel like a load remover might not be like really awful to make. I don't know. All my past experience is making a load remover pretty unoptimal. So I don't know. Alrighty, let's go do some damage. What we shall discover. Time to get that. Ah! My fingy. There's an ending where you have to do the exact same thing again and get your fingers zapped for a second time. Which I guess if you're playing through casually, it takes, you know, like half a dozen hours to get back there. Interesting, the subtitles like tried to load and the game lagged. I don't think I've seen that before. Oh no! Wait, does that big gargoyle thing take the or do like the same animation of taking something out of the ship as it does later on when you the power thing gets taken out of the hub area? I think it might just be holding the same thing. I mean, I guess fair. I need to take the optimal line straight to the front door. If I don't do that, then I'm gonna get banned from speedrun.com, r/speedruns, SDA forums, and from, I don't know, Steam, I guess. This is not the perfect line, oh well. Oh. I forgot I did that until right as I pressed the button. Hi to anyone that wasn't on stream while I was doing that. I figured out how to edit the video for the arcade machine. It only took much longer than it should have, seeing as it's just a video file that's sitting out in a folder that you can get easy access to. The thing is, I have this game on my old hard drive as well, which I need to like delete those files so I have some more room on there, but I have it on both, so I edited it on the wrong drive, and I was confused why none of the edits were taking, because I was in the wrong place. Alright. Now we have hand. Stuff with it. I don't know why, but sometimes the range that you can like interact with things in with this much smaller. I thought it would just be a general thing of really a general thing of you can always activate stuff from a certain range, but I guess for certain things it kind of makes sense. Like this stuff you can snipe from extra far away. Should be good. I didn't look at it, but like timing wise it seemed fine. Nice. That was really good timing for everything. That's gonna save us some frames. Okay. Now we gotta do some more puzzles. When I came back to this game, I forgot how long like the preamble before you even get to the stuff you need to do is before you actually get to the hub area. There's like a bunch of worlds you have to go through. I guess I should have done that after I did this because it's a more important one. Whatever. Sniping them early is never a bad thing. Because you want it to be there by the time you get here. Oops. I just that's solid. I believe that should be. I should really memorize a little bit better which crystals need to be on and which ones need to be off. I have some of them memorized, but there's a couple that I just visually look at it and do whatever looks right. I've not gotten burned yet doing that, except for the times I have. I do like if you get here really quickly, he's still like giving the speech while being attacked. Right when he's about to talk about we need to do this before she destroys us, he gets absolutely just slam dunked into the floor. And we never see him again. He's definitely dead. Yo. And we are almost out of like what is basically the intro tutorial sort of thing. It's not really tutorial anymore. You get the game at this point. Hopefully. You have hand power. Hand power activate things and make them solid or not solid. You really not snipe that for me? It was like for a second it thought I could. It's hard to judge the distances because you're moving so fast and everything's just kind of big, tiny. One of these days I'm gonna fall off there and just reset because of it. Alright, one more area, one more load screen I guess before we're actually at the hub now. Look, it's an eye.
Welcome to Elysia. By now,
alright, I'll let you all enjoy the story while I get some water. Oh no, I have like no water. This is like a good time to actually fill my water. 1 second.
Thousands of others in a sprawling server where memories and dreams become reality. I don't know about you, but there are some memories I'd rather forget, and hundreds I treasure forever. Elysia's soul sync system allows you to choose the memories you want to enjoy for eternity. You can
this is like literally the one time
and time again
for this entire game that you have to like get some water or like go to the bathroom or generally just like stand up and take your hand off the keyboard.
Free of illness,
So, which is unfortunate because it's 9 minutes in.
the monorail will be arriving at your soul
But
station
you know,
momentarily.
yeah, I can't think of any other auto-scroller type things. I mean, there's one platform that takes forever to lift up, but there's some forced cutscenes, but those cutscenes aren't super long.
Then,
This is the donation train, I guess.
and forever.
In Malmol, you have the dry canyon level where you just can't do anything unless you get the auto-scroller skip. And then for this, you just have the donation train. How long was that train? Like a few minutes? Also, that red circle there lets you go back through the tutorial area. Or just back through the intro area, I guess. You have to do it later to get an achievement if you want to get that, but In terms of the speedrun, you don't have to go back and do it. So in some of the endings, you do go back to the ship.
Will link with your user account and calibrate your uploaded memories. Please place your hands into the rings below. Try it now.
No longer gonna screw around like I like I was doing last run I did on Sunday, I think, where I was just running around the room and I heard, "Please put your hands," and I just booked it over and bit far. Actually, usually that monkey lags your game when you open it for the first time, so that's actually interesting. It didn't. If I was smart, I would like interact with one before I start the run so that it's like preloaded, I guess, but yeah, who cares? Yeah, no, it's not the same animation that you see on the ship. For some reason, I was like positive it was. Eee.
A fatal error has occurred.
I don't know if you get too close to this door if it doesn't open, or because like after the dialogue finishes, when the subtitle disappears, there's still some time where the door won't open. I don't know. That's like small optimization stuff, and I'm still making silly mistakes and having my bench launch be bad, or my bench fling, I guess, in church go kind of badly every time. A few things that would be nice would be, I'm trying to think speedrunning wise would be nice. Jungle being able to skip a larger portion of the level would be nice. Doing a full level skip for Warzone would be really nice. Beach having, why does it do this? It's really odd. It'll move a little bit and then it'll stop moving and you have to interact with it again. That's happened a couple. I think I would learn, but apparently not. Museum needs to skip as well, that would be nice. I think you can snipe this from extra far away, yeah. Ice Palace has potential skip, getting to the chess puzzle early. Not one that's doable. There's just a few like hypothetical things out there. I'm happy so far with the stuff I've been able to find on my own. How's it going, Jesse? You're doing well. Oh, nice. I just found some interesting collision. Yeah, it's a little hot in my room. No jacket or we're going optimal speed wardrobe outfit today. Yeah, that skip at the beginning there doesn't save too much time. Skipping this would be more important than skipping those puzzles at the beginning, because I think this takes much longer than it would take to do both those puzzles. It's just a thing about getting out of bounds there by using that lifting platform is there's still a big kind of separation between you and this section with like a water stream, and the water stream actually kills you if you fall into it, even though it's very hard to do. Casually, I guess. I don't actually know how you would do it casually. Well, I guess you can just jump off, but I never ended up doing that casually. little sad we don't get to see like the guy scurrying on the roof or the ceiling or wall or whatever. Okay, let's make this solid, this solid. Let's move this platform. I'm trying to do everything all at once and just run through. Oh, weird like blurring effect threw me off there. Here, I'll see. Then while we're back up, that should be all of the ones we need to interact with. You could technically make this one solid too, but or just to jump across and scream parkour really loud. Cool, cool, cool. I don't think we should press something that's got a skull on it, but who am I? The spooky guy features pretty heavily in like the first few levels, and then he kind of like pieces out for most of the other levels. Well, I guess he appears in Warzone, appears in Jungle in a cutscene, appears in Warzone as a jump scare, appears in Beach. No, he doesn't actually appear in the Beach level. That's the one he doesn't appear in the first tier. And then in Museum he also has a cutscene. And I think after that it's mostly no, you fool. Here's a hospital, base station. I guess he just appears a lot. He's just kind of out there, you know, kind of living life. I messed up the puzzle, which is gonna make us not save time much as we would have, but it's okay. There's gonna be other ways to throw away time. Got some time to save on Warzone. I bet my computer's loading a little. Whoops. Oh, I was worried for a second I was going the wrong way. God. First try every single time now. Like, I'm actually getting very, very consistent at that launch. Much more than, like, the other tech you have to do. Very consistent. That. 4, 5, 1, 6. Getting better inputting the code. Whoops, wrong one. Yes, I would like to make it solid. How do I know the code? I speed read it. Speed solved it. I've seen before for other communities where they have like a thing that will figure out, like the code for a puzzle doesn't generate until after you get to a certain point, but even without accessing it, you can figure out what the code is by, I'm assuming, reading a game file or code or something. I've seen communities just kind of use that. I'm curious what the rationale. There it is. We've not seen that in a while, where your hand just clips through the button. Here's what the rationale is, because that seems like usually something that is kind of a big no-no in running. I think there's a difference between, like, I don't know if the thing for that, I'm not super familiar with. Ooh, hello. Hi. I'm not familiar if that's just like a calculator, like if you put some information in, it will solve it for you, or if that's like an actual game file reading thing. This is a big difference for me. Like if it's something that you need to like manually input like information to get it to work, like you need to tell it like the code for this was this, but the code for, I don't know, it's depends on the community and they know the game better than me, apparently. Apparently they speedrun it or something, I don't know. I don't know about speedrunning games, it sounds kind of silly. Like, just enjoy the game. Okay, well. Apparently the tank did not fall, did not go completely on it. That's unfortunate. That's pretty sad. Please raise your hand if you saw a difference between the first time I placed it down and the second time. Game's been running for it to solve it, which is not humanly possible. You know, for most games. And most people, I guess, but I mean, some people, they've got the eye of a gamer, counting frames in their head. But yeah, it's a case by case thing. When it's a thing that's minimizing RNG like that, like I'm more kind of okay with that, because it's not that RNG is inherently bad and should be removed from every single game, but there are cases where it does majorly detract from a speedrunner from a category. All right, there you go. Boat part, get that going while we're running up. It's really nice to just have like a product like this to work on while so that I'm not like just running Pompu leading up to GDQ, because like, man, have I gotten burnt out in the past from running my GDQ game for the entire time leading up to frame perfect RNG minute buffer inputs every 20 seconds. Interesting. So fun thing for anyone speedrunning this, grab the part after you start interacting with this, because it lets you place the second part quicker. If you try to do that afterwards, if you grab it and then place it, it'll have a slower animation for placing this, or slower delay. There's your tip for the day. Future speedrunners of Soul Axiom Rebooted. I'm gonna add this as like a category for the Soul Axiom board, because the games are so similar that I don't think it's worth making a completely separate board. I don't think anyone will get well, maybe, but I don't feel like requesting Soul Axiom Rebooted. Having them be separate's pretty silly, just based on how similar they are. And again, it's a board that is not going to be used by anyone except potentially me, probably, at least for like the next year or so, until someone like finds this game, decides to run it, which would be really cool. Hello, future runner of the game, welcome. I don't know who you are yet, but if you're watching this, this means it's my PB. If you're watching this, this means I died and I am stuck in the game. Please help me. The only way you can get me out of the game is to PB and beat my record. Thanks. I don't know. It's a weird topic with outside tools or calculators or stuff. I think it crosses a line when you're directly reading code, but it's a community by community basis, and there's I've never had to deal with it because never run a game where it's really that important, but or where anyone has even figured out something like that. Tried to sneak my way through and look what happened. I went slow. Look at that snipe from all the way away. I need to test something with this. This run dies. Wait, I don't want to do that. This. Pretty much just of all the ones that are on the line right here. Might have missed one. Oh, never mind, we're good. Let me in. I don't know why that cube's red, but then when you grab it, it turns yellow, but I won't. A magic trick. Whee! Please don't do this. We went really fast, then we went really slow. Got stuck in a spot that I knew you could get stuck in, but I still decided to fly close to the sun. Take a more direct route to the boat. We're going this way, actually. Oh, get to be. Can I not jump? Oh, is my jump broken? Oh, what a game. Cause I couldn't even jump up to try to like get back on the dock. I had to run around. Happens sometimes when you jump. Sometimes the game just doesn't think you ever landed, I'm assuming. And even though you're on the ground, you don't get your jump refresh. I don't know if that's how it works. That's how I interpret it. Do we need to jump? We do. We need to jump at the end once we activate the lever. So I should restart as soon as we land the boat here because that saves a decent amount of time. But I need to make sure we land first because... Oh, I have to restart checkpoint anyway because I'm actually stuck in the boat because of this. I cannot walk outside of the boat. If it restarts me on the other side, I'm going to be pretty sad. It'll be a bit of a sad gamer moment. I don't want any of those. Alright, once I interact with the first cube thing here, I think it places all of them. I can run over here and then just spam ever-loving heck out of the lever. So we shouldn't... Never mind, I forgot my PB lost a bunch of time on this too, so we shouldn't lose actually too much time. Well, I don't know, I count this as a time loss even though we're not actually losing time because the amount of time my PB lost and the amount of mistakes we had. Like, there was some issues on that level. Unsurprisingly, my run of this level was not perfect. Oh, nice not wearing headphones for a run like this. I can get away with it. I like to not be able to. It seems like this microphone's not super sensitive when it comes to sounds from a speaker. The Yeti had a lot of problems, or not a lot, but a decent amount of problems where... Nice snipe. Yoinked it out of the air. I had a non-zero amount of issues of audio bleeding. I think it's mostly a thing. I don't think it's as much with game sounds that it's like an actual thing to be worried about. But with when you're talking with other people and like voice chat or something, I think other voices come through a lot more because it's supposed to detect voices. So it makes sense that if it hears other voices coming through your speakers, it thinks that it's just other people talking, just hanging out. Okay, I should be able to get this one all the way up. Be able to get this one all the way up. This one all the way up. And this should work out really well because I should be able to get this one up before it swings back around again. Very nice. Yeah. I do wonder if that skateboard coming down, if you can clip into the floor, which might actually be useful since the place you want to go is like kind of undergroundish. Right, it's a bit of an annoying thing to try because I think you have to restart the entire level if you mess it up. I've been a bit spoiled by the game. Being able to skip this cutscene would be really nice. Being able to skip all of the vent sequences in Museum would save a lot of time, actually. It's 6 minutes, but I think you spend like 2 of it in vents, if not more. Potentially it's more closer to 3. So you do waste a lot of time in these things. This one especially is the longest sequence. And let's not mess this up. Oh wait, I think this is the PB where I like severely messed this puzzle up. It's either I messed this up or I messed the next puzzle up. Those are the only 2 that you can really mess up in this entire level. I've tried to get a few flings in this level before. I've not found anything that can do it. So you'd have to do some kind of a bit more of a unique skip if you wanted to. Oh, I got it. Nice. One thing that would be interesting is to see if you could duplicate keycard somehow. I think that would be like... I don't know how you would do it unless you can like get the key card and then load checkpoint somehow before well, it still understands you have the key card, but before it now we're in this situation, so I have to like focus on this. So I need to go all the way around. Whoops. Hello? What did I do wrong? Other than everything. Okay. Now I should be able to... Alright, cool. We have this down now. This puzzle should no longer be an issue in future runs. I have a nice methodology for it. That is much cleaner than it has been in the past. In the past, I've kinda just tried things until it worked. And now you have to go all the way. It's hard to describe, I guess, but you have to go how it always ends. You have 3 of them matched, and then you have 2 that are like across from each other. And you have to spin one of the colors all the way around the wheel and then match it up instead of trying to shift it back and forth and do some weird. So anyways, it's an annoying puzzle. I don't like it, but stopping that one at the right time is kind of rough sometimes, but cool. Yeah, why do I have this as a split still? I honestly... Looks like I'm playing a game. Sometimes. I love this section because there's supposed to be platforms underneath of this. And because there's not, they just fall really awkwardly here. And they just are sideways and just floating on each other. Because you didn't do that room correctly. How's it going, Dark Hell? Welcome to Soul Axiom. A game where you use your hands to solve spooky things like whose body is it anyways and other fun mysteries. We unlocked our power, the destroy power, which lets you destroy things. But sometimes your hands just turn to normal hands. As reasons. Oh, that was really disorienting because I looked down as I was interacting with it, and then suddenly I was over here. I will say this is probably my favorite change of all the levels they changed for the rebooted version of this. Oh my goodness. Absolute NA aim. Oh my goodness. Even worse. It's rough. The travel time is kind of awkward. There we go. Cool. Easiest shot of my life. Go. Let's shoot some things, and then while that's lifting up, we can shoot that as well and be extra optimal. Anything else? There's that one. This might be the last one. There might be one more. There's one more somewhere. There you are. How could I forget that? That's all of them. Working on coding project now, basically doing nothing. Nice, you know. Coding's easy, the computer just does it for you, right? Also shout out to spooky gargoyles that we won't see in other levels, even though we're supposed to see them. They're only ice versions here. Let's see if I can, nope. Type that. Fine, spin around, break some stuff, do some puzzles. I think this might be the least spooky level. All of them. At no point during, well, the only spooky thing about this is the puzzle that used to be in this level. But they changed that, so. The opening puzzle for this era used to be extremely convoluted and weird and extra confusing. They simplified it a bunch, which usually I would be like, oh, you know, super elitist about it, and they should have kept the hard puzzle, but nah, that puzzle was really rough. And I have no clue how anyone solved it. I don't know how I solved it. I had to do that during runs, and it was RNG too. It wasn't even like the same solution. You had to figure it out every time. Like, I still like dislike this level in a way because of that, but I feel like I don't realize that's the reason I dislike it. I just like, at this point, like I'm still playing through it now. I'm like, I don't like this level, and I don't know why, even though like all that stuff's been fixed now. And it's not awful anymore. All right. Forward. Take our hand on some spiky rooks. Get our way through there. Get through those chunky ice physics. I don't think we probably saved her. Well, probably lost a tiny bit of time. I had to guess, but who knows. Apparently we saved like 30 seconds. You know, losing time, saving 30 seconds is basically the same thing. We have hospital anyway, so there's plenty of time to time. Don't worry about it. Hospital. If you don't like bugs on the floor and stuff like that, there'll be like little buggles for like the first minute of this. There's a forewarning for folks that don't like that. They're not like super well detailed and stuff, but are they there? Oh, let me break this first. We gotta get 3 cubes, so we gotta go grab some stuff. I figured out there's a way to soft lock this level that I didn't even realize before. You mash too fast, you use both cubes on the same exact thing. Alright, no buggles for a little bit. We have to come back down there later, but for now it's fine. Alright, so now we gotta go delete some owls. We're gonna delete this one. And delete that one. I think those are all the ones we have to delete. Then we have to turn these ones so they can spook things this direction. That one, even though it's not going to do anything right now. Whoops. Tried to activate a power that I don't even have yet, and I won't have for like the next, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Still like the end of the game. Okay, cool. And now we're going to go over here. Oh, there's a spooky guy. I saw him that time. I keep not seeing him, but we caught him. He was there. There's so many like spooky man runs across hallway things that I'd never even noticed playing casually, but like now that I'm speedrunning, like we're going so fast we're actually seeing them. Oops, wrong one. And there we go. That thankfully is always the same, so you don't have to like think or look at it or remember. But yeah, the guy's supposed to run across this hallway here, but you never see him because you run across the hallway doing other things anyways. We get to see him though, actually, never mind. What am I talking about? I'll say hi to him in a second. There he is! What's he doing? Who knows? He also knows magic, because he's gonna disappear immediately. That'd be funny if you go too fast, he's just still there hanging out, doing nothing. Doesn't even like do anything about you being there. We are near the end. We're in like the last sequence of the level now. And as we've learned from before, this crystal destroying section kind of rude sometimes. All right, now back the way we came. So now all these like terminal things have activated and you have to make sure they're destroyed. And if you don't destroy them correctly, you have to come back and do it again. You can tell it's destroyed enough because it stops glowing orange, but when you're trying to go quick, you know, it sometimes you don't really pay attention to that. Right. Oh, I forgot to get the random room run. Random room 1. Let me go grab that real quick before I leave. I'll forget otherwise. You never have to come to this hallway except to get this thing. There's nothing important. Like all the other ones are in important rooms where like you have to like do puzzles and stuff, but that one's just like hanging out on its own and I don't know, doing its taxes or something. We're going back to the morgue, so we'll be little buggle peoples for like 15 seconds. Oh, that one doesn't even glow orange, so it's really hard to... Okay. I'm being very paranoid because that was the one I missed last time and I had to come back and do that. Alright. No more bugs for the rest of the run. Whee! I don't really mind game bugs. I know some people do, so I like to warn people. That and like jump scare stuff, but there's not really any more on the run. So the order is 1, 2, 5, 4, 6. Wow. Are you actually going to tell me I did it wrong because I accidentally tapped it twice? I'm gonna scream. I did it correctly, but I pressed E twice, and somehow that failed the puzzle? Even though it was the last one, so the puzzle was already solved? Also, shout out to the spooky guy over there. If you look in the window, there he is! He's hanging out. I didn't even notice that until I was looking for like skips and stuff. I walked in the room and I looked over there and I'm like, oh, there he is. Just vibing. Living life. So that's cool. Next is University, which the next level with a skip in it. I'm going to skip like 75% of the level. Like maybe like 70, at least like 2/3 of the level we don't have to do. Ooh, I have like 5 notifications on my phone, so if people could stop notifying me of things, that would be just nice. Okay. All right, so we are looking for a lever in one of these compartments. How many compartments are left? Like I was saying, like, there's not really. Hello? Oh. I think it's whatever side you go to first. The other side makes you fall. We accidentally went to the wrong side and then tried to interact and put the lever on it, and then we tripped. I'm gonna try something. Oops, wrong button. Never mind, we won't be able to try something because I interacted with it. Right. Fun glitchy effects. Oh. Let me out of here. I don't feel, I usually like mess around in like little elevators and jump around and do stuff. I think this elevator can soft lock you, so I'm not gonna go do that. I'm just gonna respect the elevator and not do anything at all. Not antagonize it in any sort of way. Oh, that doesn't count. Gotta make a rocket. You just move everything once and then it's the correct rocket and then you can launch it and some things happen. Whee! Alright. Got on the ladder. I always forget that the door, I think this is like a door hinge and that it was gonna like swing out the other way, but no, it swings, that is not a door hinge, it's just it's the lock apparently, so. Whenever I go into that, I get bamboozled, but not this time. I've learned from my mistakes. Very important thing to do here. Now, don't don't make that grate invisible, because otherwise you just have to run all the way back, and it takes forever. All right, cool. We're done with the level. This is supposed to be like very early in the level, but they allow you access to the thing, your objective, I guess, in this level. Whoops, I just took that straight to the face. Your main objective here, which is to get this body. Oops, that was in the wrong spot. You stand in not the wrong spot. You'll see I have the interact for that body, and you can grab it while it's spinning at high speeds. Normally you have to do like 2 different overrides and all that, and then grab the body when it's fully stationary, but yeah. I found that by complete accident, just kind of screwing around in that room, so. Pretty nice. Saves you some time. Doesn't save you as much time as this saves you, but I mean, I don't have to, you don't have to do, there's like a spooky mannequin section you have to do otherwise, which seems very out of place for that level, and it kind of is, but you know. For this level, you just use the power of AoE to hit things through walls. Skip the entire level, pretty much. You go from the beginning of the level to the final puzzle, doing this. Oh wait, whoops, we want to do north there. My bad. Hey, how's it going? Having a good time. This run's pretty alright so far. I've not made any terrible mistakes. Also, like how obvious they make it that like the thing is not in the chest until after you solve the puzzle, so you can't try to like clip your head in and get it, because then you could really skip like every single puzzle except the last one. Yeah, I don't even remember some of the stuff you're supposed to do in this level anymore. I've not casually gone through this level and done all the stuff for it in a long while. I think it's reasonable. I mean, like, once you know the way to do the big skip for this, there's really no reason to. Blue. I need to like actually focus for while I'm doing this. I don't forget which order I'm on for this. So next is red, which doesn't glow. All the other ones glow like really violently, and then red just kind of doesn't unless it's in a room. Maybe it's just the room themselves glow and didn't add that. I don't know. Either way, I always have a hard time finding red because it's just kind of hanging out and vibing. The order for these is also always static, so you don't have to actually read the notes, though if you did have to read the notes, they're pretty obvious. Alright. Still 2 minutes ahead. Cutscene for some reason wouldn't skip though. Space station we probably can't say. Well, we can definitely lose time on it, but I don't think we'll save time. Even though space station's the furthest one away, I should probably change my order and do apartment first and then space station, because when you go off the launch pad you're closest to apartment, but it's like such a small optimization. For the bench jump, not, I mean, like, I vaguely know where to look for it, and it'll eventually work during runs. I mean, I've had it before where it takes a lot longer than usual, but for the most part, you can get it within a couple minutes of trying for it. If you're looking around the same location and you kind of tap forward and jump in the same sort of sequence, so. But nothing like the Warzone boost where you like jump into a corner and you get launched up is like 100% consistent. And the bench thing is like, it'll probably take like 10 or 20 tries to get, sort of thing. Why does this door take so long to open? Got places to go. Right. Melt. Burned. Oops, wrong way. Gonna do the battleship puzzle that we skipped on an earlier level. So. Hey. I do like that you can interact with it. You're not supposed to, I'm assuming, or like at least they didn't think about that you could, but you can interact with the puzzle there during the cutscene, so save yourself a little bit of time. I have a better mental map of this entire space station area though, which is nice. Before I was kind of chugging through slowly, and now look at us, we're just gaming. Speaking of that, please let me up. Please. I don't know why I've been having issues getting up this thing. It really has not given me trouble before. I'm gonna cry. I need everything back. Up. The guardrail is a little slippery, but I just didn't walk in a just didn't walk in a straight line. Should be fine to walk there. Okay. Good. Not good, but you know, it is what it is. It'll lose you a little bit of time, but not gonna kill me. When you're doing kind of like janky physics-based stuff like that, where you're doing stuff you're not supposed to be able to, sometimes that happens. We could figure out a consistent-ish sort of setup for flings and stuff like that. You would be able to do nice stuff with at other levels, because it's not just something that works with one of the props there. It works with any props that are kind of similarly set up. You could probably do a sub 120 with things working out for you. I don't really have a goal for this. I'm intending on running this until June, and then after June, or once June starts, I'm gonna prep for SGDQ. That's kind of the plan. So whatever time I get is whatever time I get, and I can come back to it later if I feel like I have more things to do with this, or if I want to run like ILs or different categories. But I kind of wanted it as a project to work on while I as an between Mail Mole and practicing for Pompu. Sitting around doing nothing. I feel like conventional wisdom is, or at least what you'd expect, is that you should always be running your game for GDQ, and you shouldn't be running other things once you know that you're in. But you get burnt out from like running, like obsessively running the same thing, preparing for GDQ and doing like commentary and stuff for it. Like, it's nice to, I know at this point that in a month I'll be way more than ready for a GDQ run. Like, it's not even gonna take that long to get to a point where I'm comfortable with for the marathon, so no reason to spend more time on it. Resent the game by the time I run it for the marathon. I think as soon as you press this button, there's just an invisible wall here. Also, if you're curious, you just stick your head through here and you can see the moment where it switches between the place we came from and the new one. There it is. It actually moved me a little bit. Maybe that's not a good thing to do. Chancing the game like doing something funky and sending you through a wall or getting you stuck right before the end of the level is probably not the smartest idea I've had. Well, at least we have church coming up, so like regardless of what happened for the space station, and it doesn't matter if church goes poorly, and it doesn't matter if church goes well, you know. Just needs to be. All right. But I've been getting a lot of really tiny boosts, and I wonder if it's based on how I'm doing it, that's causing me to get the smaller boosts. I need to do it in a slightly different way to get that. Oops, nice jump. Almost, but not quite. At least I can like identify very quickly, like this is a boost. Yep, there you go. Okay, that's quicker than I've gotten on any of my PBs so far, so that'll do. Potentially is about 45 seconds to like a minute faster than I've gotten in a PB. It usually takes at least a minute or so of tries, so not too bad. Don't think it beats the, well, it might beat the IL that I did as well. I have to like double check. It also depends if I screw things up too. Yeah. I mean, it's annoying to run against, but can't really think about that when it comes to PBing. Your PB, just want a PB. Oh, that's even funnier. We even got the meme final strat of clipping in the bell. Oh, yeah, never mind. I saved more time than I thought I did. Alright, let's not mess up apartment, because apartment's a mess and easy to make a mistake on because of all the time travel. My notes aren't super good on it, so I need to actually be mindful of what I'm doing instead of just going off of them. So, yeah, sub hour going out of church is pretty good. Right, so first thing we do is just time travel. We need to get the keys. The keys is the most important thing right now. We need to get them, but they're not here yet. We need to get them in the next time zone. Or the next year, I guess. The keys let us get to the other half of the house, so you need them to pretty much do anything you want to do. What? That was weird. It made an unhappy sound. I didn't even want to interact with the computer. Alright, so first things first. Delete that. Get this laptop in here to order the timepiece. I think that's it. Yep. Yeah, it's like remembering all the stuff you need to do for each one is where really. Oh, I know it's revealed. I should be able to see it, but all right, cool. So because of that, we can now attach this. We need to break the fuse box because we need to get into the vault area. Otherwise, we have to go for another loop and. I really thought this puzzle would be more complicated when I did it casually, but now it's just good. Whichever ones have circles on them is the one you lift. This gets us our first of 2 cubes that we need. Oh, I got really turned around because I was trying to look at my notes too. And then there's seeds over here, and that's pretty much all we just need one more yellow cube later on, but. So skip 2032. There's nothing we can do during it. Alright, so I need to remember, make this wall invisible, and plant this. That is the 2 things you gotta do. I forgot to make the wall invisible my last run, and I had to do an entire time loop around, and I lost a decent bit of time because of it. Don't want to forget that. So next thing you have to do is charge the cube and break the security system. Make sure it's actually broken. So we are set up to do everything right. I just have to make sure to actually grab everything during now. So do this first. So at the end of this, before we leave this time, we should have a crystal, a red cube, and a yellow cube, unless we like forget something. We're missing one of those and we forgot, and we have to do another loop. If we missed the red one, we just basically a minute of time. Should be here, red cube, and then crystal should be thrown. Great. So we have everything we need now. All we have to do now is charge the cube, which is not too bad. So what we need to beat this level is 2 red cubes and a crystal. So, and if you use one of those in an earlier time zone, you lose it for your next loop around. So you don't want to use them prematurely because then you have to go make a new one, which is especially painful for the cube because you have to get the cube in one times loop and then you have to charge it in the next time loop. So this should be pretty quick though. It seems like we're gonna get a good time. So now before we leave the time loop here, we need to place these. Otherwise we just have to do another loop. Not too bad, but this is the only time we ever do anything in 2032, and it is for the end. It means we avoid the spooky jump scare of the guy running across the hallway because we never go down that hallway, because there's no reason to go down that hallway. Alright, so pretty optimal. Pretty good. Could get sub 120 on this, which would be pretty nice. Helps getting the church launch pretty quickly. Also, I think I'm gonna save some time a little bit later as well. I have some kind of free time save after Winter HQ, and I have some free time save during Winter HQ. So, I just need to not mess some stuff up and not forget what I'm doing. Hello? Switch, 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 switch. Here we go. That was awkward. So this one needs to be red. Okay, awesome. This one needs to be green, so that one's pretty. I want to make sure it sets in the right position. Where I'm locked in. That one actually broke apart, thankfully. The other ones have not been breaking apart like at all. This one needs to be blue. Right before we go on this, make sure it's actually blue. And this one needs to be yellow, I believe. Now we can spin the one in the middle and match them all up. There we go. There's no real reason to rush at this point because you have to wait for... Okay, so I need to do 2101 for this. So I need to delete two... There's a puzzle at the top here. It'll make sense in a second, but I think at one point I can actually drink some water because this platform takes really long time to lift back up. But there's these different things you have to pull out of the base area here. And it's like magnetic, so the more plates you have in front of it, the less far it can pull out, so. Which is kind of a confusing explanation, but. So 2 there, 1 there, 0 there, and 1 there. I think I actually did it right for once. I've done it wrong pretty consistently the last few times I've done it. I think as soon as you like stop here, you can move. I don't think you actually have to wait for it to come out. I think it'll just do it on its own. So this should be a gold split as well, I believe. Awesome. So I saved a minute on that. It's actually kind of surprising. I don't know why I saved a minute. I guess I just kind of did everything pretty cleanly. All right, cool. So now we have corruption power stuff, which can lose me some time, but most of it's pretty silly, easy stuff. What a snipe this from? Ah, darn it. That was the wrong one anyways, never mind. I would have lost time if I tried to move that one. So we need to do 4 different kind of tasks to get access to our last power. Pretty good. Go. How you can run and use your power now is really nice, though it's not as easy for that power. Oops, wrong way. What am I thinking? Wait, no, I was going the right way, right? Where am I? What's going on? Pretty sure I went the right way. Where am I going? I'm actually like lost right now and I don't know how. Oh, it's because I forgot this. Wait, no, where is it? I'm actually having a moment. My brain is not functioning correctly. Oh, that's why. This one isn't solid, so it's not. Wait, what? I was right, okay. Jeez. That one for some reason would not turn solid. I didn't notice it. I didn't realize I didn't hear the dinging sound. All right. Nice. I like snipe this. Yeah, awesome. That was a mess, but you know, it's not the end of the world. One of those things where no clue how that missed. Cause I think that was the first one I started with. I guess I didn't hear the ding though, so I should pay attention to that a little bit better. All right, time to go to the red one. So we'll lose a little bit of time on this, but not even the hard part of this, actually. The harder part would be that platforming section and then the hopping thing that you have to do here. I do this from the side like this and like actually see it correctly. This one needs to be 2. This one also needs to be 2. 2. And that should give you access to over here. Okay. That's not where the platforms are. They're slightly to the right. That's pretty funny though. The platforms appear once you get there, but they only start appearing like this once you're right next to them, so I kind of was waiting for them to appear below me. Okay. This whole entire sequence is actually pretty forgiving. Surprisingly forgiving. So you can move this thing away and it'll still block it. The important thing is just not to get hit on the way out. If you get hit on the way out, you actually have to do the entire puzzle again. I'm not actually losing as much time as I was expecting. Like, how am I actually saving time compared to my best? I guess I didn't split for my PB, so my PB probably is better than my best. Otherwise, I'd be very surprised. Very cautious about stepping on that platform. I guess this cutscene's a tiny bit long. So this will be like a kind of fake gold split. And we're back here. I don't know if I could move my mouse at the end of there, but it's alright. So this is going to get me access to the one corrupted level we have to do. The only problem, I forgot that it also changed that cutscene too. I have to wait for this to load in. And then I need to Alt F4 because the game unfortunately is, one of the boost pads on this level does not work. When you open it for whatever reason. It's happened every single run. I've gotten to that boost pad and it doesn't boost, and you have to reopen the game for it to work. So doing it now instead of going to the boost pad and then quitting out will save me some time. So I don't know why it doesn't work. Like quitting out of the level and going back into it doesn't work. You know, stuff that you would expect to have working. Also, if you get hit during this sequence, you have to do a majority of it back over again, so like don't do that. Okay. Break that. This. Prime. Leave you. Yep. Dinging noises. Much better than I usually do it. So I think now you get a checkpoint. Oops. Forgot which door was open. Can I know? Oh, I just like blocked myself from sniping that. Now there's something in the way. Yeah, you want to move that as quickly as possible so that stuff starts to move. I don't know if you can snipe that while it's coming in. I feel like if you actually sniped it while it's coming in, the game would like freak out or something. Alright, so I think this is going to be a pretty big PB. Might be sub 19 as well. Actually, it should be sub 19 as well. Well, maybe I'm being a little bit more too hopeful. Potentially the sequence takes longer than I... Yeah, actually it is.
Beyond here, there is no return.
Overestimating.
You have a unique choice to make. You will be the judge of who is worthy.
Be interesting if you'd actually like grab the person that you want to do their ending for through the curtain or something like that. So I choose this ending because her ending is extremely short and does not include any fighting or sequences you have to do. It's just watch a cutscene and then jump out a window. All the other ones have a cutscene and then like you have to do a fight afterwards. So the most boring choice, unfortunately. On the plus though, you can jump onto the chair and then like glide over to it.
Hello, Miss Scott. Underestimated you. For such a weak person, you've made it quite far. As you may have noticed, this reality isn't quite what it seems, and you may have gathered that only
I think this is sub 19 actually.
I'm so tired of sharing my existence with your feeble minds. That bitch has imprisoned me here. She is not worthy. I am the one who deserves ascension. You were meant to die, and you shall not take my place.
Howdy. It's your boy. The end. Like Super Hot, you just jump out a window and that's how you beat the game. Portal 3. You know. It is what it is. 118-21. Pretty good. Pretty good.
He tried to kill me, but he failed. Like he failed.
6-minute improvement, pretty much.
I now know the atrocities.
Could have been 6 minutes. I messed up some stuff after Winter HQ, but...
All those people murdered.
And the space station went kind of bad, but...
Miss Scott?
Kind of hard to compete with how Church went.
Others who he killed. I will not let all those lives sacrificed be in vain. I will continue his work, but in the right way. I'm not yet sure how to calibrate.
I have 10 notifications on Twitter. What are y'all doing?
But I am confident I can succeed where he was unsuccessful. True souls are perfection. They must be protected. I will save them all, even if it becomes my life's work to right the wrongs he did.